Hello everybody and welcome to a small how to solve tactics video on leadchess.org. I'm gonna try to explain you how I'm thinking about solving tactics, and I think let's start off right away. We have quite a tricky one maybe in front of us. At first I think we should consider if we get a winning advantage in case of we place the knight here on e5, give a check and taking the bishop. If the king would take the bishop back, then we could take the pawn on d5, and this should be winning because the king gets outplayed and loses the pawn on f5 soon, and we have a passer without any counterplay from black because he can't reach the pawn on h2 anyway in case of we close the situation with h3. So I think we're gonna try for that one and see if he takes back. If he will, okay, he doesn't. Then we should consider if it's possible to take the bishop to get a winning advantage. I say yes. The only difficulty we have here is if we take on the bishop, the king can escape to g4 and attacks the pawn on f4 and also wants to make his way to h2. So we need to be very careful here. But since it is a tactics puzzle, I think we need to take the bishop here because the advantage otherwise would be very, very small to get any progress here. So the next move should be knight takes bishop, right? Okay. Then we need to have a concrete plan. I think losing the pawn on f4 would make things just losing or difficult because the f4 pawn is the pawn which should make the game for us, because the h2 pawn we can't save anymore. So I think we should go for giving our pawn a protector and trying to get the king to it. The question is which square is better. I think the only square we should have in mind here is the e5 square, because after we go to e3, the pawn pushes forward and checks our king, and then we take and we lose the f4 pawn anyway. So we need to have a safe square with the king to get our f4 pawn, or keep our f4 pawn safe. So I think this should be the next move. Okay, and that's the puzzle. But before we go to the next one, I've tried to have a small look what's the reason behind this is winning. The pawn pushes forward and we see here the knight can stop the pawn, and we are faster with the f4 pawn since the king needs to move and get to do some trap that he can't make a way out of it. Yes, okay. You see this is winning. So I haven't calculated the whole line to solve this puzzle, but I just went for concrete ideas, concrete logical mechanics in the position. This is the most important thing you need to think about when you solve puzzles. Okay, we do one more in this small video. Let's go. So what do we have here? We have a bishop lurking to f7 by the idea after giving a check, king or rook takes, we take with our rook on a7, on a8, sorry, on a8. And otherwise we have to think about concrete ideas, maybe of an in-between move like h4 or something, because here also we have a dangerous attack. But the thing is, if we go h4, the bishop can take here on f5, and the rook is protected and our threat is gone. So I really think we just need to go for the simple way and take here on f7 and then take with the rook, the other rook. But still we have our problems, because bishop takes on f7, let's say rook takes on f7, then rook takes a8, but then what is with bishop takes the knight, attacking the queen? His queen is also attacked from our rook here, and I think it's better, because after the bishop takes the queen, we could take his queen with the rook and either have a check, or if king has taken, we have a check with taking the rook immediately. So this should be winning, because our material is incredibly up then. So let's go for that way. So he takes with the rook, and we take with the rook back to a8. And that's the puzzle. Okay, so easy sometimes. Just need to figure out what's the concrete way of dangerousness here, and looking for the best way to finish it off. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this small video, and have a nice day, and see you next time. Bye guys.